Okay. Good morning, dear teachers. Good morning, attendees. Let's continue with the webinars. Now we have Daniela Mendoza. Let me tell you a little bit something about Daniela. Daniela Mendoza has been teaching English for 11 years at the CBA La Paz. Since the beginning, she has applied techniques and activities for promoting students' autonomy and motivation. Besides, she has been working on ways to apply experiential learning since 2014. Since the quarantine started, she has been looking for different ways to motivate her students and during virtual classes, and the use of the different tools help her to achieve that goal. Okay, and let's start with her. Thank you very much, Daniela, for sharing one of these techniques, one of these strategies with us.
Thank you, Mariel. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's really nice to be here, and thank you very much for letting me be part of this. Now, as Mariel mentioned, yes, we have been through this difficult time, not only in Bolivia, but around the world. And we know that as teachers, this has been a really huge challenge. Now, today I have a very nice tool that I hope you find useful, and I hope you really use it because I'm sure you're going to have fun with it. First of all, let me show you. Oh, in a second. I am going to share my screen with you. Okay, great. Here. Well, to start, as Marielle already told you, the title of this presentation is Fostering Creativity in the Virtual Classroom. Now, we know that our students are really creative. We are really creative. And as I said, during this time, we have to be the double as creative as we used to be. Now, to begin, I would like you to think about our students. In a previous presentation, we were thinking about ourselves. We know how we feel during this time and this huge challenge. Now, we are going to think a little bit about our students. We even have some relatives. We have friends that are students as well, right, at school, at the university, or different other places. We know that students during this quarantine have been working like this with different resources. They have to use probably their mobile phones, their tablets, computers. In many cases, they also had to learn how to use these kind of things, these technologies, right? But somehow they were like on the second picture, you can see kind of stressed, kind of overwhelmed. Now, I have a question for you, and I would like you to answer in the comment section, please. Thinking about the students, how do you think our students feel during this time? Because since March, we've been having these virtual classes. So it's been months already. Probably at the beginning, we thought it would be just 2 weeks, just 1 month, but it's been more than that. And as far as I know, it's going to be even some more months as well. So how do you think our students feel during this time? And Mariela, please let me know the responses.
Okay. Hey, Danny, we have Leslie there that says that the students are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Yes. Erika says that the students feel a little bit frustrated. Uh, and Wendy says stress and sometimes bored as well. Okay.
Yeah,
And we have some others. Jose Manuel says they feel very anxious about this.
that's true.
Okay, those are the ones. Angry as well. Those are the ones, Danny.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it. And that is true. They feel really sad, they feel really depressed. And there are many reasons why they feel that way. Because they cannot see their friends. One is because they don't have the chance to socialize with their classmates, with their friends. They don't have the chance to go out anytime they want. Even the kind of group work that we used to have, for example, at the school, university, different other places. For example, at the CBA, we have this kind of things, and or some projects, and they used to meet, and now they don't. And unfortunately, that's how our students feel. Now we know this because this is how they express their feelings. They express their feelings by using memes. If we surf the net, we are going to find different memes like this. And they even miss their teachers. They miss the environment as well. That's why we have this kind of images. Now, also, how do they express this? How do they express their emotions? Again, by memes, by some videos, by Facebook. They use a lot of these kind of pictures, and they have been creating these kind of memes and these nice pictures in order to express their feelings. And now the thing is, we know how they feel. We know they are stressed. We know all the difficulties they are having. What can we do as teachers? And now that's another question that please, I would like you to answer. As teachers, what can we do? Because we know that sometimes we are in a class and they are depressed. We don't know what else is happening in their lives. We don't know what other things they have to deal with. And they sometimes are sad in class. They don't want to participate. They just mute their microphones because that's the new way of not participating. They just turn off their camera and things like that. So that's a question, please. As teachers, what can we do? Ariela, please let me know if there are any responses.
Let me see, Danny. Let me see. Teacher Carola says motivated. Leslie mentions a little bit, keep in mind balance and variety. Teacher
Mm-hmm.
Pedro. Erika Castillo says we have to motivate him. Teacher Pedro says look for new ideas to help students. New apps help a lot as well. Anna says my teens enjoy talking to last a few minutes of the class to chat and to doodle together on Zoom. Right? There are
Mm-hmm.
some, and we have a bit more than.
It's great. It's great. It's great. All of them count. And as Leslie mentioned, balance and variety. And I think that's one thing that we have been working with. Well, there are many things that we can do, as all of you mentioned, and as we all know, we have to motivate our students. We have to find different things to motivate them. We have to help our students deal with their stress because, believe it or not, our students, in many cases, are expecting this 1 hour and a half per day that they have classes in order to forget about other duties, forget about the stressful things, and they have fun because learning a language is always fun. We have to learn different things, and they are happy to learn new things. They are happy to learn about another culture, about different other customs and something like that. And this helps them a lot because they forget about that world outside. They forget about the rules that are outside. They forget about not going out of their houses. We can forget, we can help them, as I said, forget about this. Just for that moment of the day, they will be happy to have their English classes and forget about the other issues. We also have to find doable games during class. So it's not going to be, again, like in the memes. And I'm sure you have seen many like PDF, 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 video, video, YouTube, and that's it. We know that teaching a language is totally different. So we may also have to find some games to help them. Have to find different tools. Yes, as many of you know, and as some of our friends presented before, we have Jamboard. We have different tools we can interact, as somebody mentioned, right? Having our students talk during class is really helpful. They really like it. And to do that, we have different tools. We have different ways different techniques that we can apply during our virtual classes. And of course, these are just some of them. As you can see, just very few examples. I'm sure we have a lot more. But today, I'll be showing you the one that helped me at one of them that helped me a lot, that is called Pixton. Well, this is Pixton. And as it says there, Pixton, everyone can make comics. It was something real nice. I had a really nice experience with this. That's why I wanted to share this with you, because this tool, this platform actually helps the students create comics. And probably at the beginning, we were like, how can we create comics and how is that going to help my students? I am teaching English, I'm not teaching art, I'm not teaching drawing or something like that, right? But now, let me show you how this can help us. Well, we can use Pixton for basic levels, intermediate levels, and advanced levels. Young and adult learners can use it, of course. There is no limit, as it says there, everyone can make comics, even teens, all courses can create their own comics. It could be used for different kinds of activities, and I'm going to show you in a moment a few examples. We have, well, something very nice of this is that it helps our students learn and apply the language. And they are using these, let's say, virtual scenarios because of the comics, right? And they could use they can apply the language there in a written form, and you can also use it in an oral form. They can speak then with that. They can practice speaking as well. Something is that they have fun, they can use their creativity, and you are going to see that the sky is the limit. You are going to see your students will surprise you with their very nice comics and ideas. And of course, eventually you're going to be just as happy as I was when finally started using this tool, and all your students will be happy to use it as well. Well, the first thing that Pixton lets you do is create your class photo. So even if you have 5 different courses, I'm going to show you in a moment how you have your courses, you're going to have a class photo with each class. And you see, it's personalized. So the first thing is that you're going to create your avatar, which is very common nowadays. Your students will also create their own avatars, and the platform will automatically put everyone or all the students and the teacher together in your class photo. Now, let me show you some examples. We have for basic level, for example, this is from a TNF1. I think we are all familiar with these conversations. They're from the welcome unit, right? Now, the thing is that now that we have the virtual classes, we are not really meeting people in person, but we can meet them using these comics. For example, we had this nice to meet you, we know the conversation, how to greet people, how to say goodbye. And we could tell our students, okay, now introduce yourself. And how are they going to do it? We could use a comic. This was a very simple example. And they could create even the comics with their classmates. Once all the students create their avatars, everything will be uploaded there in the class. So when I go and create a comic, for example, I want to create a comic and I want to create, I don't know, Mauricio. And I'm going to go Mauricio and I can use them. His avatar is going to be there. So I can add him in my comic. That's something really nice because they got to meet each other that way first. Another very nice activity is that this platform also lets you change outfits for all your class. Of course, each student, everyone can change their outfits anytime they want. But as teachers, you have one part in which you can change the outfits for everyone. And for example, there is one option for superheroes outfits. So we have the superheroes outfits. We can all be superheroes. And we started making our I can sentences that I'm sure you remember at that level we can use. It's also basic, but students were able to apply the vocabulary here. For example, each one received their card, virtual card, of course, and they had to show it, and they had to introduce themselves as superheroes. They could create their own superhero name and say what they could do. So there was one girl like, I can fly, I can jump very high. There was another boy that I can run really fast. Another boy I remember said that I can run faster than Flash, which was awesome because he even used comparatives. And this was a very nice challenge, and the students started using their creativity, and they really pictured themselves as superheroes. Another example would be the following. We have, for example, at an intermediate level, convey a message. Now, this time was not vocabulary. This time was grammar. As you know, here we had to work with the indirect speech. We have the backsheet, we have the imperatives, we have different things, right? And uh, first, for example, we had the grammar box. We studied the grammar box, we had a few examples and some exercises from the bookmate, from the platform of my English lab, or some additional exercises. And then we said, okay, now let's work with this grammar. How? We are going to apply it in another comic. Of course, this is in an intermediate level. So they were able to make this kind of comic. This is just another example. You can see. And they started reporting, imagining they were in the classroom. As you can see in the first picture, they had, okay, your homework is to interview one of your parents, and then what happened? And something nice from these comics is like it's like a real comic. I'm sorry, it's like a real comic. It says here you can even put this text on the top, like the legend, something like that. That is going to help introduce the story. That is going to help you have a guide for the comic. And of course, the students were able to create their conversations this way, create their examples this way, and then share them with your class. We could use, for example, we used Google Classroom and they uploaded their comics there. So everyone could read their comics. In some other cases, they decided to send them by mail, which was really nice as well, because everyone had like compiled like all the classes comics and they read them all. And all could be done on the computer, tablet, or smartphone. There was no problem. Now, this is another example. This time is from an advanced level. And in this case, what we had was, for example, again, expressing regrets about the past. And we also have a conversation to work with this. This is from a summit level, and we have different expressions, different grammar structures. And we had, for example, I wish, I should have. Again, after all the practice and everything, they could apply this in a comic. This was just an example. And I know it looks really funny because this one is my example, right? It was not a pro. But I made this simple example, just one. And then my students, again, my students surprised me with their creativity. I made this very short comic, but these are the comics that my students made. Something really nice from Pixton is that they can change the different scenarios. So they had scenario at home, at school. Look, there was one here that had to talk to a judge, and he was regretting about doing something wrong, of course. And you see, they had different scenarios, different things, and they really, as I said, they really surprised me because probably my example was really short, very, very simple, but they did a really nice job. As you could see, they could add different characters, something nice as well. It's not just like one or two characters in a comic. They could add as many as they wanted. Now, another activity. So you can see the different kinds of uses we can have here. What's with the outfits? This was also, well, we know this could be for a basic level We also have in an advanced level the description of clothes. And we have this again on the left. You can see my example. Again, a very simple example describing my outfit. You can download your avatar. So what I did in this case was I changed my outfit, I downloaded my avatar, and I pasted it in my Google Doc. There I had, well, I typed my example like I am going somewhere, this is my outfit, I think it's casual because of this, and I had to describe all of it. Then the challenge for my students was to do the same, but three different outfits, three different scenarios, and three different descriptions, of course. This is one of the examples from one of my students. And as you can see, it's the same avatar, it's the same student, that's his avatar. And what he did was simple. He changed his outfits, and then he typed his examples. Since it was in Google Docs and we uploaded everything in Google Classroom, it was very simple to help him with any spelling mistakes or any corrections, something that needed to be improved, and so on. Right? Well, another activity was the following. In this case, we had, for example, conversations. Usually at the end of a lesson, we have the section that says, now you can, and then we have a topic, right, that is related to the whole lesson after the grammar, vocabulary, and everything. Well, in this case, what we had was pets. We were talking about pets during the lesson. I'm sure you remember that unit and that lesson. Well, we usually talked about the typical pets, cats, dogs, probably fish or a parrot. And well, we had to talk about pets, the advantages, disadvantages, which pets would be good to have in an apartment, in a house, well, different things. And the same, my students had the duty to create the year comics, of course, applying all what they had learned during the lesson. And one of the students, which is the first comic, really, really surprised everyone because we shared the comics. And for some reason, he thought, how about a dinosaur? Because again, you have different scenarios. So he started talking about having a dinosaur as a pet. What if I wanted to have a dinosaur? For some reason, he liked dinosaurs ever since he was a kid. And he thought it would be really nice. Probably this is something that we hadn't expected, to be honest. I hadn't expected this example. As I said, I was expecting the typical animal examples. But this kid really surprised me because he started talking about advantages and disadvantages of having a dinosaur as a pet, if it would be doable or not. You see, that's his comic. Then there was this other example with another student. They were actually thinking about adopting a pet at home. It was something real. And this person, sometimes students don't know how to express their ideas, but the comic helped them. These comics helped them and they expressed their ideas here. Probably even some other things that they were not able to express at home. Another example here was this. We said, okay, we will politely ask someone not to do something. Okay, we already know that we had been working on the grammar and the vocabulary, different scenarios, different situations. We even talked about pet peeves, for example. And then students, again, they had a chance to express themselves. During this time, remember that they are spending a lot of time at home. And as I said at the beginning, we also have to feel empathy there. We have to think about our students. How are my students dealing with this situation? There could be that some students don't care, it's true, but there are many other students that are really worried about this situation. Why? Because they see what's going on in their houses. Probably because they are worried about getting sick during this time and getting or having to go to a hospital or something like that. They were really worried about these things, and they expressed their ideas about people not washing their hands, about people even spitting on the street, because that's very dangerous nowadays, and they didn't really know how to solve this with their families. In some cases, they were really even they were feeling frustrated about certain things at home. They couldn't complain, they couldn't talk, they didn't have the chance to talk or to express themselves at home. And this was really nice because they did it through a comic. And then I found out how they were feeling at home, the kinds of things they don't like from their sister or their brother, or having all the family at home, spending too much time together. And then they even realized certain things that they didn't really like about being at home. And they felt frustrated because they were not able to tell anyone about this, but this helped them a lot. Now, after all these ideas, wait a second here. I really hope you use this tool and I hope you find it useful. Now I would like to show you a little bit of the platform, the certain things that we have here. First of all, it's for free. Of course, here you have some content packs that you can pay for. You have certain things there, more scenarios or more outfits. But the basic thing, because I haven't paid anything, the basic things are for free. So there is no problem with that. Then, once you create your account, which is for free, as I said, you have to create your avatar. And this is a dashboard. Well, in my case, it's already with my classes. What I've been working with is this, creating one class for each class that I have at CBA. Doesn't take time. As I told you, everything is going to be here. Very simple. Here you have the student join link, which you just need to copy and then send to your students, and they have to do the rest. You don't need to do anything else. Well, after they join the class, you will be able, let's see, we're going to work on this class. Okay. After all your students have joined the class, you're going to see them like this. So you see everyone created your avatars. We have the avatars here. Here you have the section that says Student Comics, where you can see all your students' work. And as you can see here, the green check mark means that I have already read that comic. You see, as I said, the sky is the limit. Your students will enjoy having this tool and they will enjoy using it as well. As I also showed you, we have the class photo. And something very nice that Pixton added recently is that you can change the theme, because it used to be just the class with the outfits. So as you can see, the regular class is like the one that I showed you at the beginning, with the outfits that the students chose. You have the graduation, superheroes, which is really nice. If you want, you can have this theme. And something nice as well here is that you can download the picture. And since it's very nice to personalize our classes, I don't know, just as a piece of advice, probably we could download those pictures, or that's what I've been doing, download the picture, the class picture, and I use that as our profile picture in the WhatsApp group, for example, or in the Google Classroom. And the students were like, yes, that's me, right? They know where this comes from. We also have the fairy tale thing. You see, you can even play with this. And you're going to have fun. Yeah, your students will also have fun. But this is a real nice one because we like to be like astronauts. Then here on the fourth part, you have printables. Now, this is something really nice because we can use this even when once the quarantine finishes. Once we go back to our regular classes, we are back in the classroom. You can print these and use them. However, we can also use them online. You can download these files, all of them. Here you have, for example, you see your avatar. Here we have the theme avatars that are similar to the photos that you saw, the class photo. And as you can see here, it automatically changes all your students' outfits. So you see you have at the beach, okay, it's a very sunny day, let's imagine we're at the beach, and you can use this. You can even use this as reshuffle cards, okay, once we go back to the classroom. There are many uses that you can get to this, and the same, you can change their outfits, not the avatars, just the outfits. And you will also give a nice surprise to your students because they don't really have access to this part, just the teacher has access. And you show them, okay, today you will be princess, you will be a princess, today you're going to be a prince. Your students will have fun and they will really like it. Okay, let's say Old West, we have the space, superheroes, and we even have travel. There are some units in which we have to talk, okay, we are going to travel there, or we are going to be, let's imagine for this conversation, you will be the pilot, or you are flight attendant, so on. See? As you can see here, you have them and you can print them. As it says here, print, but you can also download. Once you click on print, it gives you the option to download it as a PDF document as well. Then, well, we have the speech bubbles. Then, give me a second. Oh, here. Well, the students' cards are something nice, but that would be to print, and so they can label some of their stamp. Here, postage stamps. Since we have, again, this challenge this year, and in many cases we're apart from our family, it was really nice when we started talking about that. And they had these postage stamps. So they could imagine they had to send package or send a letter. We could download this and they used their own stamp in that document. So they had to type a letter or they had to imagine they are going to send this or a box or something like that, and they used this to do that so they could personalize it as well. Then, wait a second, sorry, here. Well, this is something that would help us as well, the voice levels that goes from 0. This is another really nice thing that it has. Probably this could help us a lot with kids. You can see silent, whispering, and this is really nice because remember that our students are also visual. Well, nowadays most of our students are visual. Nice. And as you can see, we have a lot of more things that you can explore and you can have fun with. Give me a second. Here. Then, well, as I told you at the beginning, or in the middle, sorry, I had these comics. As you can see, these are my examples. 2 examples. I had to create only 2 examples, so my students can create a lot more. Here, well, the contact box is by site by or none, that is going to be here. My favorites. Well, once you have a favorite comic, you can put a little heart on it and it will appear here. And then, well, the printables, but this time this is just for me, or these ones are just about the teacher. Once you go to the class, you can see your students. Wait a second here. Yeah, that will be. Now, just to show you, yeah, because I have some time. Let's say we have the following. I want to create a new comic. Remember, it's something really nice to have the teacher first creating a short example. As I told you, it doesn't have to be an excellent example or a pro, let's say. With a very simple example as a guide, your students will be able to create a lot more. So let's say here, I want to create a new comic. Let's say example, I'm going to say greetings. Of course, we're going to create with any title we want. and it is going to lead us here. So I said it's good that first the teacher tries this so we can share this with our students. First, as you can see here, you have the background. You have here all these different backgrounds. So let's say I'm going to create a background. I'm going to use this background. And you see it always. Say I want to use characters. Okay. It gives you some characters from here, from Pixton. Oh, sorry, here. Okay. And you have, as you can see here, you have the option that says my class. So here is where I could click on and pick my classmates. That's the same option that the students have. As I told you, we cannot really meet in person. We cannot, we have some new students, for example, in a class, some new students that are joining the class, and we don't know them yet. This is going to help them. You see, from my class, and here are my students. Let's say I wanted to create my student. I want, let's say, Camila, and then I'm going to pick another character. Camila is going to greet, and I'm going to pick who. As you can see here, I already have a character. This was my student, and I want to change her outfit. Great, you can change it. As you can see here, you have casual dress, you have different outfits to play with. I go back, add character, okay. Yes, sorry. I'm going to add another person now. She's going to meet a new guy. He's not in the class, let's say. Good. You add him, and that's how it is. Again, you want to change the outfit? Okay, you can change it. And this is the same thing your students can do. For this, it's not necessary to use a computer. It's not necessary to use high-tech technology. They could also do it under your smartphones, on the tablet. They can use different things. You see, you can change colors, you can change the hair. Let your students play with this. They are going to personalize very nice things. Let's say the values you want to change. You say it even gives you the options. How do you want this comic to be? They are going to go out. They are going out. It changes the position automatically. So there are no many things that you have to do. Words. Okay, they will be talking. Okay, you can add words here. I don't know. Let's say here, like this. This is going to be for Camila because you can see here the person. See, time to go. Okay, and then you can continue playing, adding more words, what else they could say. And here, you have add caption here. You can pick if you want to be top or then bottom, that's up to you. Let's say it was 7:30. Let's say that. Just making this up. You see? And it already appears here. With this, for example, you already know that the students are applying vocabulary, they are applying grammar, they have to work on spelling, they have to work on punctuation, capitalization, and more. Faces, that's also something very nice. You have here them, they're pretty serious, right? So we can change the face. Here, you have different expressions. Face expressions. They could be talking, they could be dancing, meaning you see concerned, and they are just going to pick the one that they want, and it automatically changes there. Actions. You see, you can even change to your pose. They were walking. Maybe I want the girl be like this, like running and pushing, and you see, and it automatically changes. Then let's say this was the first one. Okay, I want to add another one. I'll go to add panel. It will automatically copy the background. You see, and then you can start changing and editing your comic again. Now, if you want to change the background, you have to go change it and more. Once you finish, you click on done, and that's all. So as I said, you see, You create a very simple example, and your students will do a lot more. Okay, I think that would be all. I don't know if you have any questions. Give me a second. Here. Yeah. Thank you very much for paying attention, and I'll be happy to answer any questions, Daniela.
Thank you very much, Danny. Maybe if there is any question, Danny's gonna be happy to answer. So I don't know. I think we have no question. There is very nice comment. This teacher Pedro says, I think fixed activities can be used in any stage of our lesson, and it will depend a lot on our planning and imagination. Thank you, Danny, very much. Yes,
Exactly. Exactly, teacher. Yes.
yes. Teacher Fernando Morales says, it would be nice for students to have access to outfits to work on describing clothes.
They can.
They
As I
can,
said,
yeah.
they can change their outfits. They can do it.
Mhm. Teacher Walter also says, I find it interesting for young learners who tend to learn through these kinds of means. I think that everybody had fun, Danny. Thank you very much for sharing. We do really
Great.
like it. And on behalf of the CBA, I would like to give you, well, we are going to be giving you the certificate, but I would like to show you the certificate you're going to be given. Okay, so give me please a sec. I'm going to share my screen. So you can see the certificate. So this is it. Give me a sec, Danny, please. Oh, I'm sorry, something went wrong. Oh man, something went wrong, Danny. But we're gonna be giving you the certificate there. Thank you very much.
I know.
We're gonna be sending the certificate to your email. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, teachers. I'm gonna be posting right away the link for you to complete the question. As Daniela said at the beginning, we're going to be posting only one form there so you can complete that information there. Give me a sec, please. All right, this is it. Please complete the information there, answer the question there, and the pin is this one. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you, teachers. Uh, have a delicious
Thank
lunch.
you.
Enjoy with your family. Bye bye, Danny. Thank you.
Yes. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, teachers. Bye bye.